hit like, and subscribe. You're watching the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel.
Peace, family. This is your brother. Peace, family. This is your brother, Marc Lamont Hill. Welcome to Night School. Every night here on the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel, we host Night School, where we break down the most controversial topics, the most engaging debates, the most interesting subjects going on in the world today. And tonight is absolutely no different. We have a few stories and a couple of very, very special guests who are going to come in and help me make sense of the world. But before I bring them in, I want to get started with a very, very urgent story that we have to talk about. Two West Virginia National Guard soldiers were shot just blocks from the White House in what officials are calling a targeted attack, shaking a city that's already on edge over President Donald Trump's expanded military presence. FBI Director Kash Patel and DC Mayor Muriel Bowser both said that the two soldiers were hospitalized and in critical condition. A suspect was also shot and taken into custody with non-life-threatening injuries. Social media video showed first responders performing CPR on one soldier as glass covered the sidewalk. Another soldier lay wounded as officers restrained a man on the ground. Early chaos deepened when West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey first announced that the soldiers had died, then reversed himself hours later, saying his office had conflicting reports. Officials have offered no clear update on their condition, and the governor's office is not answering any follow-up questions. According to law enforcement officials familiar with the investigation, surveillance footage shows the suspect walking towards the guardsman before pulling a gun. At least one soldier fired back. We know that for sure, and investigators are exploring the motive, including whether the shooter sought to target troops specifically. Now, within hours, Trump ordered 500 more National Guard members to the Capitol, on top of the 2,188 who are already deployed, which marks yet another tense flashpoint in his ongoing effort to use federal law enforcement and out-of-state soldiers to confront what he's calling out-of-control crime. The presence of hundreds of guardsmen from West Virginia and thousands of other states has sparked lawsuits, it sparked protests, and of course, national debates for months now. Vice President J.D. Vance, speaking at Fort Campbell, urged Americans to pray for the wounded soldiers and reminded troops they are the sword and shield of the nation. Now, Trump, who's in Florida, posted on his social media account and called the shooter an animal and vowed to pay a steep price. The deployment itself remains contested. A federal judge ordered the administration to end the troop presence last week, but paused the ruling for 21 days so that the White House had an option. They could either withdraw their forces or they could appeal. So for now, the soldiers remain in the streets, guarding train stations, patrolling neighborhoods, assisting at checkpoints, and even handling trash pickup and sports events. Now, since I wrote this, I've gotten an update. The DC shooter has been identified. He's an Afghan national. He came to the U.S. in 2021. Not to be cynical, but I really hate when they're not white guys. It's unfortunate that the entire nation is going to pay a price for them being brown, for them being Muslim, for them being Arab, for them being South Asian, for them being anything other than a white cisgendered male. We'll get more info, though. I don't have all of the details on the motives of the shooter, although I've been hearing reports. But tomorrow we'll have the full update. But I wanted to at least let you know that the shooter has been identified. And this seems to be some sort of protest to Trump policy. We'll talk about it tomorrow when we have all the details. I have another story that I want to get to, but I have two guests that are coming in. And so for those of you who are here for the Peter Beinart uproar, I'll get to that a little bit later. But first, should I bring in my guests? They're both light skinned, so they look like they need to get themselves ready a little bit more. I see them fluffing and primping. Let me bring in my two of my favorite guests, one more than the other. But joining me today to talk about not just Juelz Santana, but other things going on in the world. First, from the Joe Budden podcast, he is a legend. He is funny. He is charming. He is a gifted entertainer. and he is the host of All Eyes on E. Really, the curator of All Eyes on E, because it's so much, right? You have the Patreon channel, Manny, and then you also have the actual interview show, among other things. So you got a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I do. Thank you first off for the great introduction. I don't know how charming I am, but
you're pretty charming.
Yeah,
you know how I know you're charming? Because I've been around you in public and watched you charm people, and you weren't trying to. You were just being yourself, and you were damn charming.
I appreciate that. I like to thank my dad for instilling that gift. Maybe might be many years watching him charm people, but thank you for having me, and I love being up here.
I'm always extra nice because people think I'm going to be mean to you on here for some reason. It's like
it's funny. My family friend is here, and I was like, "Yo, I got to step out to go sit and talk with Mark," and she was like, "You talk to Mark?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, but he gets on you so much on the pod. I'm like, "Girl, it's the pod."
It's the. Now you are a very special guest, but I have an even more important guest.
Oh, there you go. Let's get back.
That's the Mark,
Let's get to it.
She is a professor. Oh, this is my series. This is like my most deaf poetry jam voice. She's a poetess. No, she's a scholar. She's an authoress. She's a mother. She is a wife. In fact, I've heard that she's my wife. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dr. Melissa Ryan.
Okay, this is a way better guest than me.
Hi.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey.
This is dope. Okay, I feel like honored. Like, I don't even want to talk to you no more, Mark.
I know. I could just move now. No one actually wants me here anyway. The audience every week be like, "Where's Dr. Melissa? Where's Dr. Melissa?" I'll be like, "All right, she coming. But I want to talk to both of y'all for there's a couple stories I want to talk to y'all about, and I just want to pick y'all brains about stuff because y'all are two of my favorite people to talk to. But first, we got some questions for you, Monty. One in particular. Melissa, you gonna ask it, or you want me to ask it?
I don't like how this is going.
What happened on Saturday, babe? What happened? Where you be at?
Okay. So I will say communication is bad on my part. I was 100% supposed to show up to Friendsgiving, but I did have a prior event from the sponsors of my Vibe Exchange event that I had promised to them at that occasion that I would come to their Friendsgiving, which is a casa giving, which is a whole thing that the brand was promoting. And I had to show up. Listen, I had to show up to go get that sponsor money. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, we respect it. We respect it.
I had to go.
All right, that's fine, I guess.
We had questions though. You were missed. And again, another sign that you were charming. People were asking for you. People were like, was like, "Where's Imani?"
I would have loved to have been there, of course, and not even to go hang with you, Mark, but just because. No. I hopefully we can. I've been inviting Mark to go do Dizzy's Club, like to go to the jazz spot, and been saying this for quite some time. So I feel like until he takes me up on like our official mandate, I don't want to come to it.
That's fair. I don't be allowed out. I hope you understand that.
I respect that.
First of all, he's allowed out. He just doesn't like going out.
No, shh, that's my excuse. The old ball and chain won't let me out.
Right. I'm like, that's nice. That's the idea is cute, but no, he's a homebody. So when you get him out, the fact that you get him out at all, even to come to your event, that says a lot because he would prefer to go nowhere.
We'll have to know what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to get the babysitter and I'm going to have both of y'all come out for a night at this. I'll find a charming date at some point in life, and then we can double date somewhere. I don't know.
Put a pin in that because we're going to come back to that tonight.
Oh, okay.
If because my wife is a matchmaker as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
We got, you know what? I hate y'all. No, the comments that be popping up.
Oh, that's
yo,
What happened?
there'd be so many levels of it'd be so many so many levels. The funny, we started doing the Ian and Mark show. Melissa is a recurring character on the Ian and Mark show, and the comments be bothering me sometimes.
Oh,
Sometimes they start with no disrespect.
it's always disrespect.
Every single time.
Like, okay, the disclaimer did not help. In fact, it makes it worse.
Right. And my wife be acting like, she'd be like, "Oh, I can't believe they said that. What they say?
what else they say?
Right.
Tell me in great detail." No,
I had to unsubscribe because it got to a point where I was literally going there just to read the comments.
I know.
I had
that.
to.
That's gotta be. I can imagine what you all. I mean, reading the comments, reading Mark's comments always. Mark knows I get fired up. I'm like, what are we talking about?
Right.
Doesn't even make sense. Like, I can't imagine.
Well, let's start there actually, right? Because now that you know what it's like to be in the public eye, and Melissa, you're starting to be in the public eye a little bit with the Ian and Mark show and some other things that are coming up the pike, maybe.
I know.
There's a comment culture out here. You know what I mean? And there's a way that when you make a product, you want people's feedback. You want the fan feedback, you want the audience feedback. But there's a way, if you're like me, where you only really hear the negative ones, or the negative ones are louder.
Yeah.
Or you end up arguing. I spend more time telling people why they're wrong when they write things than I do telling people thank you for the nice things.
So many good things. And that one comment, he'd be like, I can tell when something's going down. Like, what's happening? What does somebody say?
I tune out of the show. I'm in the corner on my phone like this for like 20 minutes.
I'm like, uh-oh.
How do you manage that?
I've had a different approach today than how I used to handle it before. And my approach before wasn't as intense because people back then were only critiquing the music. And I was totally fine with people having their opinion on my music, whether it was good or bad. And I never felt the need to react to it. But today it's different because they're now just reacting to me and my takes and my personality and just me as a person. So it's hard to adjust to a certain degree. So when I hear nice things, it's like, okay, great. It's a nice pat on the back. But when I hear the bad things, there's that need for me to have to correct it. But then I have to remind myself, I'm correcting it for people who will never believe me anyway, or who have no clue who I am at all. So it's just a cycle of just beating yourself up that will never be able to change or solve. So I've really of late gotten to the point where I've just had to remove it because I'm not strong enough at this point to not react. And I know that much about myself. So I have to now just eliminate from looking at these places or going to these places for that level of feedback. And the feedback that I really want, because I do want people to be able to be critical of the things I do, but I want it to be in a positive way. So I would much rather hear you or Joe or my sisters or people who really care about me at that point tell me what they think I should be doing different or better or what I should get better at.
Yeah, people don't critique with care. They really don't. They just kind of go in it's just like, this is a person. It's fascinating to see from the outside, at least,
As somebody who reads, I know you don't read comments about you, but you read comments, right? Sometimes we'll send a DM and be like, just go to the comments. There's a way the comments are like cesspools sometimes. Do you think social media has made people meaner?
Oh, absolutely. I think people, the social, because everyone wants a click soon, everybody wants a like, and even in the comments, right? Everyone wants their numbers to get up in the comments. So everyone's trying to see how they can do the most vile, the meanest, the kind of I appreciate when the comments are just funny, and not really so hardcore at the expense of the person, just kind of, because sometimes it's like the post itself is not that funny, but it's like, the comments are, they're killing it today. But a lot of times people are just so comfortable with being mean and thinking that people they just don't care. It's just like, really, like, yeah, like the dog pie is real. Like, it's like, let's all now just pile on and critique this person as if they're not human, that they don't have feelings. And it's interesting in mine to even hear you sort of admit and be honest about, like, knowing where you are. Like, I'm just not in a space to kind of receive all of that. Like, I guess some people are at some point, but we have moments when we're stronger or we care less about what people think. And we have moments where we're far more vulnerable. Like I think about even when Mark and I talked about doing things related to the pod, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like
pod wives.
I was like, people just have way too much to say about, comfortably about people's bodies, people's everything. Like it's wild. Things that they would never say to their faces. And that's what I think social media allows for us. This kind of anonymity. And
I think that's what me and E have a similar temperament. It said something to me yesterday, matter of factly on the show. He said, Mark, you're quick tempered, or hot tempered. I was like, I'm not hot tempered, but
yeah, you are.
No, I'm.
You are. That's why I got up. And put my shoulders on you.
I'm conceding the point.
I saw the spark. I said, oh no.
He's like, I know that look.
I said, I've seen that look before. In fact, I watched myself give that look off, and but you know what?
But that real quick, that's my point. Like, so like, I know that if people were giving me that energy in real life, I would be reacting differently. So I know that doesn't happen that much in real life. 99% of the feedback I get in real life is great. I could count on one hand the amount of times where somebody's giving me something crazy in person, and it's still like different.
It doesn't compare to what people write.
No,
I've never had an encounter where someone in public gave me nasty feedback or negative feedback. I've never had that. It's always been positive. It's always been very respectful. And it's the total opposite of what I experience online. And I don't know why that's the case. Actually, I do know why. But should I care? No, but I would be sitting here lying if I said I didn't. Like, there's a part of me that is affected by a little bit of that. And until I'm at a point where I'm not that affected, I need to just do the things that's best suited for my mental health and how I need to progress forward. I won't put age on it, but at the maturity level that I'm at this point, I can't have an excuse for why I keep blowing up over things that I could just avoid.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, we had Friendsgiving this weekend, and we were having a great time. Everybody's having a good time. We're having fun. I think Joe posted on his stories this moment where we were going at it in spades, and they beat us. They whooped our ass. Yes. But all the comments were laughing and playing along. We were always even the comments were having a good time. Mm-hmm. And then one person wrote, "Look at that small ass window."
They were in the basement. Like, it's a basement window.
What they want your window to be in the
basement.
It's a basement, right? It's underground. What do you want to do? And I had all those thoughts, all those feelings. And then it's like, Mark, why are you finding the one comment where somebody says something?
It makes sense.
But that's what frustrates me.
It often doesn't. It often doesn't make sense. It's often, and I think the thing that Mark and I talk about that I'm sort of fascinated by still is that people can just make things up. I'm just like, and then just run with it, and other people jump on, and then you're like, that's literally just completely fabricated. Something that has no truth, no nothing, and then somebody says it like it's fact, and then everyone's like, yeah, and you're like, that literally never happened. What are we talking about here? Or even like, the basement is like, that's the basement window. What are you talking about? But Marcus pointed that one out.
You'd be surprised many people are actually typing that from. Let me not say that. Let me be nice.
Right. No, you don't have to be.
A lot of people also are in a very miserable place, and it only makes them feel better to put down people that they actually wish they could be. And I'm understanding that now too. A lot of it is really just coming from an envious, a very jealous space that I just have to just allow that person to go, and also learn how to not personalize some of these comments, because a lot of it really has nothing to do with me,
right?
And it's really more about you and the things that you're struggling with within your own life, to have to feel that miserable to have to even comment on a stranger in that matter. So
and that's growth for you, because I mean, there's a way that I see that, and it's like you have empathy. That's you're hearing that with empathy, and I'd be like, "Your little ass window." Like I'm it's making me...
How big your windows, motherfucker?
Right. It's your house in my basement. You know what I mean?
Windows at?
Right. And I gotta get past that. I'm not as mature as y'all. Maybe I need to read more. Speaking of which, let's talk a little bit about Juelz Santana. Can we talk about Juelz Santana for a minute? So I know, but I have to do it. That's all I can tell you. I have to do it. Juelz Santana is making headlines, y'all. After saying that financial literacy matters more than being able to read. Yes, he said being able to read doesn't matter that much. If you don't know him, he's from Dipset, and he appeared on the No Funny Shit podcast. And he argued that by 9th grade, kids should already be learning how to start businesses. Cool. But he added that reading isn't necessary. You know what? I'm not going to do it justice. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull the clip up for y'all because I don't want to be responsible for this representation because y'all going to think that I'm exaggerating or that I'm like making like clowning or something. I'm not. I just need y'all to see this on your own and watch it.
Shit gonna take over.
Nah, but seriously though,
G
shit though, we gotta start teaching our kids though, just financial wealth and literacy and all that shit early, because by the time they get to 9th grade, they should be just learning how to start businesses and how to. But they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait, stop.
I ain't gonna say that. I say that respectfully. I'm not saying that in a way to be literate because you're not supposed to be illiterate, but you can.
What's more important, reading or math?
Math.
Told you.
Math. I think you could listen to a book on YouTube. You can still obtain the information. You don't have to know how to read. That's not reading and understanding. I believe common sense is better than everything. I'm a common sense nigga. I'd rather have 0 book smarts and common sense, be able to read the room, be able to read life, be able to read people. I try to understand people, you know what I'm saying? Like nowadays you can listen to a book. I just listen to the 48 Laws of Power. Not true.
You gotta read your contract, Els.
You don't have to. You can listen to that too. They got apps you can put it in and it'll read it to you. Are you crazy?
Huh? Let me start with
I can't even laugh. I can't laugh.
I know.
And salutes to those brothers because I actually did their pod before, so those are some good guys that he did the pod.
And I like them. Yeah, I like them.
Good guys. The message. Why couldn't the message just have been both are equally important? Like, why not just leave that there? Like, why does it have to be a matter of, like, we're now getting to a point where we're going to podcasting and we're not going into these spaces and just saying shit just to say shit. Like that did not need to be a point. Like when that brother sat there and said, yeah, they need to learn how to read as well. The comment could have been, yeah, that too. They're just as important. They're equally as important. What I can't even rationalize what he was thinking. And I don't want to say that I don't think that he's an illiterate person at all. I don't think people think through these conversations while they're happening. And I think they're just trying to say something to keep a conversation going that does not need to continue to happen. I think that was just a blunder on him trying to give more of a podcast conversation than he needed to give. He literally just said both are important.
I'm inclined to agree. Go ahead, Melissa.
Well, I was gonna say I thought that was the case when I saw it clipped earlier. Now I feel like I'm seeing it a little bit more, in its entirety, not fully, but more than what I saw earlier. And I thought that it was like, I thought initially it was that, like, people just trying to get some kind of viral something going. But there's a way that it seemed like he genuinely believed that. Like, and then his mate, yes. So the person who was next to him, I guess to his left, was that another co-host, or was that somebody that came with?
Yes, that's another one of the hosts. Yes,
that's one of the hosts. Okay, because he seemed like he's been waiting for someone to articulate this feeling that he also shared. Yes, better than that. Like he was very excited by the by the comment, and felt like he was, almost like he's been saying this for so long, and he's felt vindicated by this. Yeah, and so and that's, I think that's the part that's most disturbing, because it was like, why are these things mutually exclusive? But also, like, he seems like he genuinely believed that. But it's also, we're in a space where, I mean, Mark, I don't know where you want to take this. There's some places that, but he seemed like this seemed like it kind of came from the heart. Like,
I think I get what he was. If I read him generously, if I give him some grace, I think he's saying, I can't do it.
I'm trying.
I don't think he's trying to literally say don't read, or you shouldn't have to read, but I think he's just trying to say that book knowledge isn't the only kind of knowledge, and that there's other ways to go. But he overstated his point. And the problem with podcasts, I think I said this the other day, and a lot of people when they're on microphones, is that they never backtrack. There's this thing where once you say it, you can't just be like, you know what? I said too much. I overstated.
Double down. We double down on it.
Like, no, nigga, fuck a book. It's like, no, you could say, I didn't mean to say it like that. What I really mean is, like, it's not the only
reading the contracts. Like, I mean, when the comment, that kind of was made, it was like, I mean, you could, and somebody started saying you could get something like, okay, we're at the point where we want things to read for us. I don't. It's yeah.
Yeah. And that's the part I don't like about podcast culture. And I like Juelz Santana. I'm a fan of his music. It's not even like a diss. It's just like, bro, like, we have a responsibility out here to not say shit like that. But that brings me. Oh, go ahead.
I want a lot of us to learn how to just shut the F up in certain moments, including myself. Certain moments where we just need to shut up. And just know that whatever we think we about to say, and it might make all the sense in the world to us, it don't make not a damn sense to nobody but us. That statement is asinine. It made no sense to even make. It had no relevancy in the moment. It's just, and it's the wrong message to send to kids, period. Yeah. It's just the wrong message to send to anyone. Never mind just kids, just anyone.
Right. Even if it were true, it would be a bad message.
Right. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just thinking about what, and this is I think this is where I'm gonna say this, that basically, when someone, and I see this a lot, where people basically have had bad experiences as young people, right? They grew up or somehow feeling like they were lesser than those who, if they weren't, and I'm not saying, I do not know what kind of classes he was in, how far he made it in school. I do not know. But I know that he seems to be articulating a point that I've heard before from people who can't just say that, that they grew up in a space where, they weren't well educated, they weren't supported in school, they weren't supported by a family and they can't sort of say that I didn't do well, I was mistreated by those who did do well. I have a bit of a chip, I'm saying, I'm feeling some kind of way about it. And so I'm going to emphasize this other thing because this is what I can push back. I can use to push back. I can say, all right, well, I'm saying, it's the kind, like your degree's going to keep you warm. I'm saying, it's like, it's, all your book learning going, I got money. And you can sort of put that forward and sort of, instead of saying that, like, actually, I would have benefited a lot as a human being, as a person, in terms of all of my growth all around. If I could have done well and could have been educated and could have understood the world better through books, through learning. And I mean, again, common sense is also street knowledge. We respect all of it. But again, this to the exclusion, respecting one to the exclusion of the other, just to me feels like somebody that felt some kind of way about not doing particularly well in the past in school and not being able to say, listen, like there are a lot of us that are being, no pun intended, left behind. A lot of us got left behind in the education system, and we feel some kind of way when people come and try and act like, we feel small. And the way that we can feel bigger is through money, like cash is king. And so we can feel like we have something more. And that to me, that's what he just sounded like. His voice, everything just reminded me of a student, what I'm saying? Like from back in the day, just felt some kind of way that because they just couldn't, they couldn't match up and couldn't, or felt like they were put down all the time. And so now this is a way to kind of come around. And again, we just also live in a very anti-intellectual kind of moment in culture where we're doing with the Department of Education. So, and it's like, at some point, in the same way we used to always talk about, as people who were enslaved, who were, not allowed to read, it was like, obviously reading was important. That's why they kept it away from us. And we're saying that now, if the Department of Education and this administration is saying that reading, like that we don't want you to be educated, that we're essentially chipping away at higher ed, it's chipping away at the way that our whole entire education system from the bottom to the top, then there's something to that. They don't want intellectuals. They don't want people who are thinking or critical thinkers, which is what reading does. We tell the students all the time when they're not reading. It's like reading is thinking, working through
reading
things.
Is absolutely thinking.
Writing is thinking. Like if you're not doing it, like it becomes very difficult. Learning new things, learning other ways that frame. And you can listen. Everybody's an auditory learner too. We all are different kinds of learners, right? Like I tried to listen to an audiobook the other day. I was looking out into the world. I was like, wait, I just don't have that kind of attention when it comes to audio. So
and the words of whoever did that great commercial, reading is fundamental. At any point, the message should never be to not care about having that skill and having that level of importance in learning how to build on that skill. Like, we joke about a statement I said on the podcast before, but I stopped listening to audiobooks because for quite some time I got used to just listening to audiobooks and not picking up a physical book. That for me was like, all right, you need to stop getting used to that process of obtaining information and also go back to the fundamental ways of obtaining real information, which is picking up the book and reading it for yourself. And that's not even like a intellectual thing. That's just being someone with some damn sense. Pick up a fucking book.
There's some beauty in that. And I'm actually just getting into audiobooks. I've been listening for all week to this audio book, and it's changed my life, honestly, because I've never been good at listening to audiobooks, but now I have less and less time to read, and reading is really important to me. So I read in the morning until Malcolm wakes up, which is apparently whenever he thinks I'm having fun.
And again, Mark is somebody I never understood how he consumes. I didn't realize like how much bathroom reading you were doing, like how he consumes a ridiculous number of books, and I've always been fascinated, and I just don't, part of it is just understanding like how you're fitting it in. But now with audiobooks, you're in the car so much, but in the past, I watched you for over a decade, just consume so many.
Yeah, Mark is one of those people I want to see like your schedule and how you schedule your time, because I don't have half of the stuff on my schedule that you have, and I feel like I'm busy. Well, how do you fit all of these things in?
Well, I cut out things that other people do, like showering and stuff like that. So,
only on show days.
Boom. Somebody said listening to books is not the same as reading. I don't know if I agree with that. I not to get all nerd out on it, but that I strongly disagree with that, and that plays into some popular misconceptions about.
It does, but you do literacy work. Like your scholarship actually in the past was around literacy, and there is something about. And I was a licensed special needs teacher, and there's something about consuming words on a page.
For sure,
that does a different thing, especially particularly for different kinds of learners.
For sure,
and everything else, but
yeah, it builds different skills. But I don't want at the same time I don't want people to think that like if they listen to as an adult, especially like if I listen to the book and you're reading the book, that somehow obviously our experiences are different with that text, but I don't want to dismiss that, particularly for people who are are they able? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that play into that.
I love the fact that that is a thing that people can do. Again, in terms of access, like in terms of, because particularly, people need ideas and they need them conveyed, and again, there's a difference between a YouTube video and a book, the amount of time that goes into writing, and people, especially particularly scholarly books, and somebody who's just finally finished one, Lord, like it you don't realize how much work goes into that text versus somebody putting a YouTube video, it's a different sort of material.
I'm gonna always appreciate the physical product a little differently from the audio. Me personally, it's not the same. It's not the same for me. It's not.
It's not. There's some different experiences to it for sure. I've been listening to this book called Tanking to the Top. And I'll be honest, I pick audiobooks that I don't care as much about, like the stakes feel lower. Like this is a book about the Sixers and when they were going through the process. So I'm like, I love this book. And so it feels like a long podcast to me.
I don't know how you deal with that, Melissa. I don't know how you did that.
You done wrote me in, man.
I converted her into a Sixers fan.
I'm such a Sixers fan. Oh, man.
That's a shame.
I don't know how he did it.
Yes, you do, girl. No.
That's true. Sitting in front of their faces, actually.
Yeah. It was nothing I did. It was the courtside seats.
Right. I was like, okay, I'm with it.
Exactly. But all this podcast talk had me thinking about this other thing. Because everybody got a podcast now. I mean, I don't know who does not have a podcast at this point. And it's starting to feel borderline irresponsible, like crack in the 80s. Like it feels like so much harm is happening on YouTube. So much harm is happening in the blogosphere and all these other places because everybody has a microphone. And it seems like we spend so much time listening to the wrong people.
There's no different from the SoundCloud era where every single person in the world thought they was an artist now and decided to upload their music. And we had no choice but to listen to all these untalented
demos.
And I think podcasting is going through the same thing. It's everyone feeling like they want to be a part of something that they have no real idea what it takes to create and sustain and be consistent in. I think eventually all the people who started for all the wrong reasons will weed themselves out, and like the music industry, only the strong and the consistent will thrive.
I hope you're right.
Oh, somebody said Dancing with the Stars has a podcast.
Oh, don't. I'm a little scared.
Yeah. Everything has a podcast right now.
My wife is closeted. She has a whole podcast world that she doesn't share with me that I found out about.
Really?
Because
I'm talking.
I got on podcast. To be fair, it was a dude that I was dating. A dude who got me in the podcast. Like, you're really showing on the podcast. I know. There were people before you.
You didn't tell me this.
No, that's literally how I got to podcast. But I was like 20.
Well, if you put the book down and get in the shower, you might learn a couple of things.
Maybe. Fine.
But yeah, like that's how I started. And somebody was like, oh, and he kind of gave me like a little list, like, all right, This American Life, like the biggies. And then I started like kind of building onto like just I realized I like story podcasts, and then I'm into comedy. I started getting into Two Dope Queens, and I was like really loving that one, and then like Radio Lab and some of the biggies at the time. And so and now I'm a big Conan, because again, I'm a comedy fiend. So the Conan O'Brien podcast has been the one and I've seen how it's just interesting to watch some that now are like kind of veteran podcasts, but they were but yeah, they were ones that were new to the scene a few years ago. But
they seem to be better than
podcasts were like, they were curated. Now people just yapping, and again, not to say that's not what we're doing, but but there's a little bit more. I mean, there's not a lot of thoughtfulness, and there's a lot of dangerous ideas, and that's a bit of the, when we talk about being concerned about what's out there. Bad music is annoying, but I don't know if it's as bad as somebody talking about being anti-vax, some other things.
You know what it is for me. It's like, when somebody makes a bad song and puts it on SoundCloud, you kind of know it's a bad song. You skip it. It's annoying to be bombarded by bad songs.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and you might feel differently about this because maybe people do start to think this is good music. But my concern with the podcast is that when the podcast comes out, there are people who can't tell facts from fiction. They can't tell like good information from misinformation. So when they turn on a certain podcast and they hear their views double down, so when somebody goes, "I told you math was better than reading,"
like you hit like blue on the side, was like, yeah, reading.
Like some dangerous shit is happening. I generally feel like, and I think Teddy Hart is saying something similar. And thank you for the generous donation, Teddy. But what's worse, almost no one having a voice pre-internet, or now where everyone has a voice. Both are bad. It's like, I want everybody to have a voice. I just don't want everybody's voice to be at the same level. Like that's
we democratize. I mean, the radio and sound and news, and there's a way that in terms of journalism, that's how we've gotten a lot of information that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise, because there, people are on the ground kind of doing that work. Pause. But like, it just but like. But then we're also in a space where now it's true that everybody can say something, whether it's well documented, whether it's and we have a media literacy problem, like all literacies, right? We have a media literacy problem. So people aren't reading books, and they aren't reading, they don't know the difference between some site that's called whatever, like real medical reports.com versus like some actual thing that, we're just in a different space now. And so that's the sort of scary part is that.
Yeah, I think it's just the natural evolution of this business. The good thing about it is that the people who are really good are actually seen for who they are, and they're thriving in it, and they're able to actually like kind of debunk some of these things. Like even now when we say, okay, well, we're kind of somewhat podcasting now, I do know that at bare minimum, people view us, or at least one of us, or at least two of us, as people with some actual something behind us to at least qualify us to actually speak on something in whatever type of way. And then for a lot of other people who are just entering this field, you'll come to find out that most of them aren't going to be around too much longer.
That's true.
Like they might be starting now, they might be adding to the problem currently, but when the dust is settled, when everything is kind of cleared out and the money is dried up from all the people who haven't figured out what type of way they're going about this, the strong will be around the people who actually are wanting to provide with real content and really want to deliver. They'll be there. They'll be there. And I don't think that we'll ever have a problem of balancing out the real from the bullshit.
I hope you're right. Y'all, I want to show y'all a picture real quick. I gotta move on. I gotta move on. I apologize, but I gotta move on. You like when I take control like that as a host, babe?
Love it. Control. I just roll with it.
Wow.
This just was released by TMZ. Diddy's all smiles in Dix. He's at Fort Dix prison, and he is shown in this cell picture, smiling. Not saying he shouldn't be, but I had a couple of thoughts about it. What's your initial visceral reaction when you see this photo?
It took me a second to process what was like that. This was hair. That this was like he's graying. So, I mean,
someone said, "Is that baby oil in the background?" Y'all so stupid. Like,
oh shit, there it is.
That is baby oil in the background. Is that?
Oh my god, I didn't notice that.
That is not.
Oh my god,
that better not be.
No, that literally.
Hold up. I gotta do some research real quick. Keep talking, y'all. Hold on. Oh no.
I'm like, wait a second.
Because it has a TMZ.
No, it says baby. Yeah. No, but in the era of again deep fakes and I don't know.
This just hit my timeline like a minute ago.
Why would you have that in there? Why would you ever take a photo with? I mean, I don't know.
The ramen, it's trending too.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna be honest with you. I never wanted. I don't care what's going on in life. I don't ever. There's two things I don't want people taking a picture of me of: in my casket and in jail.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't want pictures of that. That's not pictures I want representing me moving in life. Like I don't, especially smiling in jail. I'm not smile. I don't want to smile in picture in jail for y'all to see. This is not a good time for me. It's not something that I don't want to be here. So don't get me wrong. I want my spirits to stay up, but I don't want that moment to be represented as a smiling moment. So when I saw this initially, at first I wanted to say, oh, well, at least he's smiling. And then when I thought that in my brain, I'm like, well, nigga, why are you smiling? You in jail.
You know what? I'm going to pull this because I'm checking TMZ. And while the other media outlets have posted this, TMZ does not have it posted to their site. So I am going to assume that it is a fake. To be honest, the thing that, and if I had seen the baby oil, I would have been skeptical because I didn't even look there. I looked at the ramen, and I was honestly thinking, you can't eat ramen in your cell. You can't even eat ramen in your cell like that. That's what I was saying.
I mean, it's
but this is exactly the problem, right? Is that we're being bombarded with so much information. And it's everybody wants to be first. I'm probably a victim of it a little bit right now, but this was happening as we're live. If I had gotten this before we went live, I would have, gone through the proper channels, but it was sent to me as live info. But the point is, it's a race to the bottom or a race to the top, depending on how you think about it. And it's dangerous because information gets out and you can't unring that bell. Like when I repost this, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete that out so that it won't be repeated to anyone else who sees it. But this is dangerous. This is dangerous, and it's honestly it's a lesson even for myself. You right? Who painted that? They got me real quick. They got me real quick.
We should have known better. The nigga had on a Sean John outfit. We should have known.
There was
there were signs.
There were signs. There were definitely signs. You know, it's funny now that you mention it. And now that I'm looking at all the different things, it's like, yeah.
Because the one that I was surprised because the one I'd seen before of him with the smiling picture was like him like outside in the yard kind of photo. Like I didn't see him in a cell like this. I'm still always taken aback by how warm he looks when he smiles. It's still very off-putting. Like it's still so because it goes with what I used to think of him before all this stuff came out, and then I see him smile, and it's like it's still there, and it's like very it's.
Has there ever been anybody whose image has changed as dramatically for you from our generation? I know there's OJ, but I don't think we were too young to kind of really be attached.
Yeah,
to
I just thought about him as a dude from Naked Gun. Like,
right?
I was like, dude from Naked Gun. Like, exactly. When my dad was like, OJ, like,
right? Exactly.
I hate to say this, whether we believe guilty or innocent, but Michael.
I'm just hearing Amani say that is blowing my mind.
I mean, if I'm being honest,
you
know, whatever side of the fence you stand on, the minute that those accusations are made, the world looked at them differently. Like before that, there was some level of weirdo, but at this point, most of the celebs at that point are looked at as weirdo in whatever way, or eccentric, right? Or maybe there was an eccentric
to another level of. We watched a little video the other day. You know, we were like, oh yeah, we forgot about all of this.
Yeah. Michael's image and how we perceived him, and I'm not saying we because I don't perceive him anyway, but for the general population, it changed overnight. Like
it's interesting you say that because I feel like there's so many people in the public who still held on to their image of Mike and just decided to ignore that.
Yeah, but then he was.
I know.
Not me.
I may have been one of those a little bit, but because I was like, I need more proof. It was a bad time, but it's also I also thought for him, it was a bit slower because of it was like incremental kind of like again the weirdness just things got weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder, and then almost by that period, I don't know what I was doing in the world, but I felt like it wasn't as dramatic. And again, someone said R. Kelly too. And that was an interesting one because again, that was one that we knew about in ninth grade, let's say with Aaliyah, right? So it wasn't like completely, out of nowhere. And so we all kind of like had our suspicions. And then for me, it was when I read that was the Vibe article and like when the Best of Both Worlds tour when they were doing that. And I read that article and I was like, oh, it's a wrap for him. Like that's when I dated him back in like 0102. But yeah, the Diddy one though, it just definitely felt very dramatic. Like it felt like it was one day and then, but if I had to think about it, people had always been talking about he was kind of gangster, but you're kind of like, nah, like Diddy, like he's it just for those who weren't in the know, it just was, we were oblivious to the kind of, strong arming people and all of this other stuff that we'd heard about. Particularly, in reality shows do a funny thing too, because I think for those who watched Making of the Band, we felt like it was like endearing. You know what I'm saying? Like there was like, oh, like, I was like, that's when my crush really developed. I had a Diddy crush for sure. Like many of us at the time. I did. Like watching Making the Band, he was, money did him right. And then, he was just like, he had a personality. He was funny. It was like,
he embodied everything that we wanted to exude and everything that we wanted to be a part of within hip hop culture. Not even just hip hop, because he represented something higher than hip hop at the moment. He was in all the places that you wouldn't think the hip hop person could be.
Right. I remember I wanted to work my dream job at the time. Remember I told you what my dream job was? I wanted to work at, what is it, Daddy? I thought it was like
Daddy's house.
That was my dream job, working at Daddy's house, because I wanted to do nonprofit work for youth. And I could be like, I was young. I'll be a little bit in the mix. I'm all hip hop. I'm like, oh, I could be able to, what? I get the best of everything. I was like, yeah, that was my dream job. And then you start thinking about like, what if I actually had that job? Like, yeah. I mean, it's
times changed. No, I mean, I think when I think about people who have had that precipitous drop, Diddy would be maybe the harshest one, just because I think that, like, with the other name I was thinking of was Bill Cosby.
Oh, I was gonna say Bill Cosby was the one that I think to this day will probably be
Bill,
I think what makes Diddy harsher than Bill is that there aren't a lot of people defending Diddy's actions. Like, there are people who still think Bill Cosby was part of a conspiracy. They still think he's about to buy NBC. So there's a way that his image is slightly protected by people who just don't, who will never believe that shit. Whereas with Diddy, everybody's like, yeah, he did all of that. There might be a but after it.
Yeah, it's whether they think it's okay. Whether they feel like there's room for it, there's license, where people are still, despite how many victims, how many everything comes out with Bill Cosby, how many people are very clear. I mean, again, by his own admission, you know, like even the words from his own mouth, people are still like, I don't believe it. Like,
right,
you know,
right.
You know, and that was a huge. I mean, particularly because his role was also very different than the one that Diddy had in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was still. I mean, he was like our television dad. So to go from our television dad to a rapist is very different than going to our hip hop brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, to you know,
the Diddy thing still to this day, it messes me up because I really was inspired by that dude, like in a real honest, genuine way. Also being able to like have moments where I actually saw the man. And I remember my first campaign as in my R&B group, we did a campaign for Sean John, like as a young 17-year-old kid doing this campaign to promote Sean John and feeling like I'm a part of something that I always want to work and be a part of. And his name was attached to it, and to meet him and get that pat, like, yo, you're doing your thing. But to find out that he was that type of person in whatever way, whether people feel like it's the most egregious or most whatever it is, it was really heartbreaking. And it you know, the Bill Cosby thing is, I just watched the show and I wasn't really attached to Bill in the way that a lot of people were. Diddy was like, I saw myself in a space where I wanted to work with Diddy and I wanted to be around Diddy and I wanted to do the things that Diddy did. And then you find out that the things that he's doing is all this other shit. You're like, it kind of, it ruins the dream.
Is there anything Diddy could do to recover that, to be who he was?
I don't know. Atonement just looks different on everybody. Just some level of genuine atonement, some level of real rehabilitation, some real acknowledgement of the wrongdoings, away from just, you know, a court sentencing hearing. And I just need those moments to really, for me to feel that is genuine. And then at that point, I don't think that anything he's done while he's still alive and he's still breathing and he still has, you know, sense and the ability to change things. I don't think that there's anything that he can't do to not change that for me. I do think that it's going to take some time, though. It's going to be a process. It's going to be him actually putting some action out there along with the words for it to start matching. Like, if you come out of prison and you say you're sorry and doing this, and I still hear that you're having these freak offs, or you still want to boat, I can't rock with you.
Yeah.
You know, change behavior has to happen.
And I would be curious. I would want to know what the people who, you know, who feel most victimized by him, what they would want to see. You know, like how could they be made whole? You know, because that's the thing that I'm not clear about that. But for me, like, I mean, honestly, he's also just, again, he's very charming. He's very good at what he does. And he was able to sort of, you know, get the keys to the city and all types of all kind of accolades, because he's able to sort of, despite whatever he's doing, sort of win people over and lie, manipulate, and just be, you know, be whatever. And so like I just don't, I don't know how much I would believe whatever he would be doing or saying if we got out. I don't know what he could actually do to clear things up either, despite, I don't know how that works really, you know. And again, I would be curious. I would probably defer a little bit more to the people who were most victimized by him. Because again, I want to be clear too, because, you know, like the thing that bothered me about, and I don't know why, whether people also felt this about it because of this homophobia, you know, the fact that like how much of what he was like him being judged for the things that were just, you know, not what people thought were sort of atypical in terms of sexual, you know, proclivities or behavior or whatever. That not be the thing that people are most upset about, but it's actually, you know, again, the victimizing and, you know, the abuse and the trafficking and people doing things against their own will, you know, like that's the thing that needs to be clear. Because again, whatever he does sexually, I don't, you know, as long as people either consent and, you know, that's something else. But like, you know, it feels like that was also brought into the sort of the disappointment that so many people had with him was like not the beating the shit out of Cassie and watching that shit on television in front of our eyes, or, you know, anything else that people sort of talked about. I mean, rapes and all types of, of everything. Yeah, I don't know how anybody comes back from those things. That's why I'm also a little bit more, you know, angry or just believe in a little bit more punishment when it comes to those kinds of things too. So
I want to move to another story, which is not nearly as heavy, but it does have some thread to it. You were talking about sexual proclivities and sexuality and all these other things, and it made me think of this video that hit the internet the other day. It was Fabulous's birthday.
Another abuser.
And he, you know what? Again, I'm gonna just show y'all, and y'all.
Is this real?
No, this is real. No, this is very real. This is very real.
What's going on here? Sorry.
I can see how that was a.
Is that a penis kick?
Happy birthday, dear Space. Happy birthday to you. My dog. Oh, that's the F. Oh. Shit. That's the blowing candles is a pause. It's crazy. See, I don't do pause. No pause, man. I don't fucking do pause, man. Happy birthday.
And that's a gun, to be clear.
Oh, is that what?
No. It's F.
You're saying it's an F.
It's an F.
Oh, for Fab. Okay, I'm looking at it sideways.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Tommy. Okay. Either way, it had candles on it. And Fab was like, I am not blowing these candles out. Now, we've done some investigation. We called Mano, who you can't hear, who you can't see on the screen, but he's the one that I don't do pause. And Fab was in the back. Fab was in the background. Joe called him, and so he's like, you know, at home with my family, yes, I would have absolutely blown out some candles, but right here, y'all not getting me. Yeah, in front of all these people. Has this gone too far? Have we gotten to absurd levels yet?
Yo, no, man. Let us have our idiot moment. Like, let us just be ignorant for certain things. Like, no. First off, no one in that room thinks anyone is hiding their sexuality or anything like that. It's just ignorant. But sometimes doing ignorant stuff is fun. It's just fun.
It's fun, except that like I want to get to the point where like people can't do anything anymore. People can't say anything.
That's the fun part.
Like, but all like except that like, you know, when the fun is being, you know, limited because you can't. I don't know.
It's a part of it's a part of just our street fun that we will never let go of. It's not an industry fun. It's not a corporate fun. It's a bunch of street dudes, and it is riddled in some homophobia.
Yeah, of course, it's got that history.
But I do think there's certain. It's No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna have a Juelz moment. Nope.
Right.
Nope. No, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna have it. Okay. When you take the N-word and you try to find some level of camaraderie or redemption from it, something so ignorant, something so riddled in ignorance and abuse and verbal lashings, and you try to find some type of way to find some type of humor or connection to it, it's similar in a certain way. It's not the same at all, but there is a little similarity to taking some level of ignorance and trying to find some level of something out of it other than the negative connotation that came with it. If that makes sense. If not, I will calm down and I will allow y'all to put the Juelz Santana sign on me.
No, it's not even. Go ahead, babe.
No, go ahead.
I think the difference is when black people reclaim the N-word, we're the ones who are called niggas. I think it's different when straight people, ostensibly, are trying to play with part. If gay people were saying it all the time, it'd be to me then that would be different, because then it's like, okay, you got it.
And if people don't understand the root of it or forget, or that's the interesting thing too. People say a lot of things, they have no idea where things come from. They think just things are just magically out of nowhere, that it was a creative, funny thing. It's like, no, it was absolutely, particularly because it's been done for so long. Like, this isn't new. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember in the early odds when people used to go no Karamo, or like no, you know what I'm saying? Like, they would just name queer people and they would say it wasn't pause. It was before the pause, it was no Karamo, or no somebody.
Or no homo.
No homo. It was no homo initially. It was straight up no homo. So people who don't understand or don't actually know the history, it was no homo that then evolved to different things and then kind of all the things. Like, it was just, that was the root of it. So it actually was definitely sort of rooted in homophobia, and as that said, sort of moved into a space of just like anything sexual, period. But it's just, again, the thing about how much people can no longer, that are we self-policing ourselves as well, like to the point where people can't blow out a damn birthday cake. I mean, although that did seem a little, but even just doing it, if y'all are concerned about things, why are you even getting this man a cake with some blah, blah?
It's like we're right. It's like we're friends. We care about each other. We bake cakes. That's the kind of love I want to have.
Y'all baking cakes for people. Like, now you can't blow out the candles. You going that far? Like, why does it just take it all away?
I wouldn't be surprised if the candles were put on there and lit solely to see if he was going to go ahead and blow out some cake.
I'm, from a hygienic standpoint, I don't want anybody blowing on my cupcakes. See, again, that's a pause, but not.
I'm about to say, we don't want nobody blowing up the cupcakes. Only one person blowing up the cupcakes. But that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I think at some point it becomes. I think for some people it's detached from its history in their minds. I'm not saying it really is, but in their minds, they're not trying to be homophobic. They just think it's a funny wordplay thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just a funny word game. And then but it's still hard to disconnect that all the way in a culture that still hates gay people.
Right.
So it's hard.
That appear to be homophobic, appear to be gay, anything that could be within the realm of queer. Like, it's just so, that it's hard to say those are not, that when people are doing it, that it's not the people who are true allies that are like saying pause. It's the people who absolutely don't think the worst thing that they could be called is gay. Like, they think of it as a slur. If you think of it as a slur, then right.
And it's too hard.
You're obsessed with the hyper masculinity. You're obsessed with your own, which again, anybody who's that obsessed with their own masculinity have concerns about their masculinity. Then it's probably something with their masculinity. If they're so concerned about it.
That's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. There are a lot of people that lean into that game because they're really covering up what their real intentions are.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume that these men up there are really good friends. So I do know that there's the humor and all of that comes with it, which is why they continue to do that. But we also, when we get older, we do need to come to understanding that the essence of why we did start that game was riddled in ignorance. And do we want to break that cycle of ignorance, or do we want to continue, or just let it be the fun thing that we do with each other? But I don't see any harm in, now when it gets to the point where there's no level of conversation you can have without saying pause, and it's like, all right, this is just.
I mean, dudes
don't eat hot dogs. Call it? What's his name? What's some of the one is Dame? Watching Dames.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, you can't even have a conversation. It's ridiculous.
At that point, it's like, all right, come on. I can't have
together. You're policing your own language so much that you can't even have a conversation because you're so
bro, you're thinking about.
Like, what do you? How many dicks on your brain? It's like everything you say sounds like, again, these questions. Like, if you're so obsessed with this,
now that's when I worry. When you're that invested to make sure that everything you say is behind that guideline of all right, something's wrong.
Right.
Right. And so we gotta all do better. So, you know, I'm gonna do I said I'm gonna do my best to not play that game, even privately. It's hard though, because my wife is immature.
I mean, again, we're not gonna lie, like we have fun with it but we don't see it. I mean, again, like I do it because part of this, again, it's like we see it more as just a sexual thing versus like, you know, a queer thing. It's like
Right. We say it even when it's for straight stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. If I say anything about a box, come on, it's happening. Like, it's just, you know, it's
Imani, one day I was about to get I was doing some training and I was getting private lessons and in private lessons there's, you know, like you do drills.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to Melissa, I said, yo, I'm you know, I gotta go. I'm going to go over there now. I'm going to go get I get drilled in my privates.
And I was like, wow.
Did you say that on the phone? Or did you type that out?
I said it out loud.
Okay. All right. You knew what you were setting yourself up for.
I didn't. I thought it was a safe space. I didn't. I thought I had a reprieve from the intense masculinity that's imposed on black men.
How often do those two words? How often do those two words go in sentences? Drill and private. Like
right.
It don't even. Come on, Mark.
Wild.
Yeah.
Just wild.
I had thought about it because
it a good drilling?
In martial arts, you'd be like, yo, you know, we call them privates. Like, you know, I do classes, sometimes I take privates. Again, right? So, okay. So I was like, yeah.
They said Marco specifically is going to drill me in my privates. Then it was like, all right.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said he's going to drill me in my privates. Yeah,
he's going to drill me in my privates.
That's about my teacher.
Like, okay, teachers going to drill me in my privates.
You saying your teacher don't make it no different. Like, it don't help. It makes it worse, actually, Mark.
I know. And I just said he. I didn't even say teacher. I just say he. It was wild. It was wild.
Wild.
Because what can you do with that? But so it's just funny. You know what I mean?
Don't say that again, Mark.
I will never. I'm being vulnerable here, and y'all.
You can say classes, right? You can use that, right?
Right. I'm taking my private lessons. Yep. I'm going to do
my sessions.
Right. Yeah. As soon as I said it, I was like, I didn't catch it. She caught it first, and I was like, "What the fuck did I just say?"
Yeah, I was like, "What?"
Right. All right. Before we go, one last thing, and then I'll leave y'all alone. I know it's late, and mine got holiday stuff to do.
Oh, my son in bed now. My sister done brought out the crown apple. I'm good.
Oh no, you over there sipping? That's what I was sipping on Red Bull, so I'm not living right. So Amani, you tweeted something maybe a week ago that you were taking applications for a winter girlfriend.
Cuffing season.
We here. I did.
Can you articulate to Melissa what you are looking for? And I think she may be able to offer some insights on some level.
And is this person out by the spring?
Well, no, I did say that there was a possibility of extension depending upon how things went. At this point, I've just been saying stuff to say just because I've just been playing into the narrative.
What's the narrative? Explain what the narrative is.
Well, okay, I won't say it's just the narrative because some of it is how I've actually been living my life for quite some time. But the narrative is just that I'm out here like sleeping around and just, slinging per se, right? I will say that I do think that it's funny to play into it a little bit, but I also do know that I'm kind of like hindering myself from actually meeting someone to actually take me seriously at some point. So I'm having this struggle between, and feeding into the narrative, sadly enough, has been helping when it comes to the financial and business end of me trying to brand. So there's that decision of, okay, do you lean more into that, or do you kind of now try to set a different tone for yourself for you to be able to meet someone of quality? So I don't know. Like, I'm just having that struggle at the moment.
I mean, I could see the attraction for the work. I mean, particularly because you're starting, the Patreon is new, you're building, you're growing, and yeah, that's a much more interesting, fun kind of narrative of like you out here in these streets and you don't, you know, you're doing your thing. That is a much more that's versus like, yes, I have a girlfriend and it's very serious and we really like each other and it's growing. You know, how long do you want to do this though? Is the question.
I don't have much longer, and you know, like I'm here now. I'm here with my family, and we're all having a good time. But you know, everyone's got somebody, and everybody's has the kids at home and has all of that, and everyone around me that I really respect and I really enjoy as people, they're all doing the same thing. They're all married. They're all establishing a household. And there was a point in time where I thought I could not achieve the things I wanted to achieve within business or within the industry with that, because I thought it would hold me back. And now I'm watching all the people that I respect do it and do it at a higher level and sustain healthy marriages and sustain a healthy household. So yeah, a settle down would be nice, but I'm also somebody that's not going to force or rush anything like that. So
yeah, because I was wondering too, even when you're talking, it sounds like there's a lot of social pressure, and that is when I talk to people about what it is to, you know, for me, like being in my 20s and 30s in New York, where it's like, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of social pressure on it versus my friends in the South and place where again, everyone's kind of collectively, when you go to something, people go as partnered up and coupled up. And so there's sort of, you're moved towards that because socially you're left out of the mix and your life is kind of, you know, kind of corny. And if you're just a single person when everybody's coupled up, but is it something that you feel like you actually want for yourself, despite, you know, regardless of what's going on around you? Are you ready for it? Because that's part of the challenges that like.
Yes, but I also do know that I don't have the proper tools in order to achieve and sustain it. I know that there's certain things that I would need to adjust, certain things that I would need to learn, even at this stage, that I would have to exhibit in order to sustain that, or to even make someone feel comfortable in giving me that opportunity. So
with the reputation thing, you know, when the reputation sort of follows you, you know, if everybody kind of knows that's the thing, or it's like, all right, well, how do I know I'm just not the next one in this series of ladies, you know, or is it, you know, and to know that you're a seer, and that you just not, you don't have good, you know, you might just have good game. So they're like, all right, yeah, you're talking all this stuff, but that's what a good gamer does. Like they talk right, you know.
Yeah. I have some things that I need to readjust, and I have some things that I need to obtain in order to even attract what it is that I really need at this point. Like I have no problem with attracting some wants, a lot of wants, but as far as the needs go,
right,
the need ain't quite meeting. So and for me, it took a very long time getting comfortable saying that out loud, because I was always kind of like, all right, I think I'm a nice enough guy that I should be able to obtain a woman. And it's like, no, nigga, that nice enough shit.
You know, yeah, you have to be at a sort of a different level of willingness to work with someone. But also, I hate the idea too that people think that they need to come to relationships completely worked out and worked through. Again, that feels pausy, but like you know, like that they need to be sort of fully whole, or
come to your relationships work through.
Look when Mark come back.
He's like, excuse me. Everybody sort of needs to have everything kind of thought through well, and all the issues kind of resolved before they come to a relationship too. Because part of what you go into, you're kind of just honest about where you are, and it's something that you kind of work through, you know, as you're going through it. Because I know a lot of people, I mean, many people I know, it's like, I got to figure this whole thing out before I get into something, which, I mean, sometimes you also want to be fair to whoever you're bringing into the mix, right? If you know that you got some really challenging stuff that's just going to complicate things and ruin a potentially good thing, when you find a person who's going to kind of fuck it up, then, you know, that's not necessarily going to work that well. But at the same time, you know, you got to strike a balance, because we're always going to be a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? So you're never going to be at the point where you're like, I'm perfect, I'm ready to go. Like, it's like, nah, you got to figure out what's the thing that's so toxic that's just going to be damaging, and what's the thing that like you can grow and develop. Because I mean, most of us get better through the relationships that we're in, especially when we're with good people. You know, like look what I'm doing with Mark. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely in that finding balance stage between what is being profitable and beneficial to me on the business end with content and what people expect, and also what I want to at least go home to and what I want to actually obtain away from this. So I don't know if there ever will be a
Playboy shit got an expiration date.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
Get real. At some point, that shit is not cute. Like, I gotta tell you, I know some people. I'm like, you still doing this? Like,
what's so crazy, Melissa? You absolutely right. But I have never been able to be so financially comfortable before while enjoying this Playboy shit. So it'll make you be like, you know what? Let me
real.
I'm being totally honest. Like I've been able to have a certain level of comfort, and I won't even just say financially, just in creating. Like I've been able to just create in a free way without having to worry about someone's feelings or having to, be concerned. Just really no pressure at all to me, just being able to get on camera, talk how I want, and then go home and go to sleep and not have to worry about someone else's feelings being hurt by it. But at a certain point, like you said, that gets old.
But I mean, but you also know where you are in terms of where you want to, and it's interesting too. When you were even talking earlier, I was thinking about something my dad used to say. He used to talk about the fact that, like, when he was younger, you got married or you got partners so that you could build. And he was like, your generation feels like you don't get married until you've already built the, whatever you're trying to build. And he's like, that's a very different way of looking at things, where it's like, you did it because it enabled you. Partnering up enabled you. He's like, my dad was very, honest about it. This is how I was raised. And so he was like, you didn't have to go searching in the streets for sex anymore. He was like, you didn't have to waste your time with that. You could focus your energy on the building, the life that you want to build. And I was like, all right, Daddy. But like,
he ain't wrong though.
But he wasn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I look at people like, oh yeah, there's a reason, why particularly, because again, it's very gendered too. Women tend to be, historically, women tend to do worse when they're in partnerships because they have to take care of more people. But men tend to thrive when they're in partnerships. That's the irony, because the ones who are often pushing away the relationships are those, who've been socialized in this, to be men in this particular kind of way. But yeah, I mean, it's just I can understand why. I mean, the main thing is to think about, just being honest with whoever you're going into. So, like, listen, this is the show, right? This is the Imani, like Playboy show, and this is what's real, but also that's all not fake either. I'm still kind of in the streets, but like I'm trying to, just be honest with people too.
I will say this much. This is the most honest I've ever been in life, period, about everything going on with my life, not just the relationship stuff, but just period. I've been, and that's felt great. That has felt like amazing to be able to live in a space where I don't need to lie about anything or need to hide anything about myself. That's been very, very, I'm trying to find a proper word.
You feel liberated from that?
Yeah.
But also, how did you get there? Like, what makes this time? Is it because of the financial comfort, or like what makes you so? Like, I mean, because the relationship between the two, like you're sort of become more financially comfortable because you're so honest and you're able to do.
I think a lot of it has to do with just the things that I've been through, whether it be just the loss of parents, whether it be just gaining a new relationship with my youngest son. It's a few things. It's a few things that happen all within a certain time period, and then also the manner of just kind of feeling like, yo, I'm moving at this space. I won't say alone, but when I work and when I move around in the city, I'm by myself. Like, it's just me. Like, I have to go home and be in my own brain and have to really be real with myself. There's no one to give me a pity party. There's no one to go ahead and kind of uplift me in a very negative way that I'm used to being uplifted. I have to really sit with myself as a person, and being able to do that more. And someone just wrote, losing their mom changed me. Like, I think really the start of that was losing my mom. The person who really provided me with that unconditional love at a certain point that was very toxic in certain ways too. So then when you lose it and now you're really left to really exist on your own with no negative reinforcement or no one.
What love is, what it actually looks like in the way that you want to produce it and receive it.
Yeah. So I think that was the start of it, and then other things happening and putting all that in the whole pot, and
yeah,
that's really it.
Well, it's beautiful. That's a beautiful place to be, though. You know, to be at that point where you're like able to, you know, that you're able to be honest with yourself, and that because that's the only way you can be honest with others too. It's just like, you know, if you're able to.
And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it as much as I go through whatever I go through in life. I'm enjoying being able to be as emotional as I need to be, as stern, as stubborn, as caring, as loving as I need to be, and not feel like I'm ever not being my 100% self. I appreciate this.
That's awesome. Now I'm gonna figure out who to see. I can't hook you with any friends though, because you're not gonna make me lose any relationship with my friends.
And listen, and I'm so honest at the point where I'm honest enough to say to you, I ain't ready.
See, that's important though. You got that. That's the beauty when you're able to say that, because again, the worst thing, and we talk about this with my girls all the time, is just like people sort of dragging you along on their journey of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, if you're in this space, like, please. And again, like, people don't like the assholes, but at least assholes are often like, yo, I'm not with it. I don't want to be, I'm not trying to do this. You'd be like, damn, I'm hurt, but you actually appreciate it, versus also being like the nice guy that's just like, you know, stringing you along and playing you the whole time, when you, instead of releasing you and allow you to move on and find somebody that is going to be, you know, a better person for you. So it's just like, yeah. So yeah, none of my people, but I definitely.
I appreciate that honesty too.
I'm gonna get this matchmaking thing going. I got too many wonderful sisters out here who.
I'm gonna get it together.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody who enjoyed the show tonight, watched the show, gave feedback. That y'all are a hit. Somebody said, "Great show, you guys." Mark, I think we're a pretty good trio. You, your wife, and E.
Look at Mark sandwich between the Puerto Ricans.
How did I let this happen? How did I let this happen? Who's I? We didn't color.
We didn't actually.
That's
when you're married, it just happens.
This is so true. I love yellow. I'm a yellow girl.
Yeah. But I appreciate y'all doing this with me tonight, the night before Thanksgiving. E, I hope you have a good time with the fam. I hope you.
I'm gonna go in there and I think my son is asleep. I'm gonna just wake him up just cause. Just cause.
Hey, what you doing?
Yeah,
my dad's favorite shit was, Mark, you're not asleep now, are you? I'd be dead ass. He'd be, Mark, you're not asleep now, are you? You know, what are you talking about? But you know, I wouldn't give for one more though. So you know, do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Do what you got to do, man. Everybody, make sure you check out Imani on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/ is it what's
all eyes on E. All eyes on E. So all eyes
popping up, and I was like, "Oh, that's cute." Then I realized that's why you were saying that, because that's what.
So make sure I go to All Eyes on E. He's got some great content on there. He was nice enough to allow me and Raymond Santana to do what I think was for me anyway, a great conversation about manhood, masculinity, love, relationships, partnership, all that good stuff. But he also has music reviews. He has in-depth celebrity interviews. He's got JBP back stories. He's got biographical stuff. The conversation you had with your sisters on the anniversary, talking about, you know, the death of a parent, you know, for y'all to come back and have that conversation together. I thought you and your sisters, I thought it was really powerful, and I watched every minute of it. I watch every minute of everything, but this was really I was really just excited about it, to watch it, and watch you all work through this stuff, and it was really powerful and compelling. Anyway, I can't sing the praises of his Patreon enough. Y'all go out and support it. We appreciate it, man. Enjoy your holiday. Will I see you on Friday?
No. No, I'm gonna enjoy my family as much. I don't get to see them often, so I'll be back in town on Saturday, bright and early for Tuesday.
Oh man, I mean I gotta. All right, I like to know when you're not there, because E is like the injection of energy
And I must say energy for energy.
Yeah, exactly. So that means I gotta have some extra topics and some extra stuff to make up for. Maybe I'll tell a story or two. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you, brother, and I'll see you next week, man.
See you next week, Melissa. This was great. If I'd have known that you were going to be here before, I'd have just been like, listen, Mark, you ain't even got to come up here.
You saw me do this at some point. I was like, y'all don't need me. I'm just here.
But thank you guys so much. And before I go, you two to me are great. Like, amazing representation of love, and especially Black love. And at some point, I look forward to double dating in an honest and genuine way.
Yes.
Where that you see that one time, you'll see them again.
Because now I feel like don't even introduce yourself. Don't waste your time.
Because now
on the fifth date, working with
Yes.
I think we've met a first one before, though. I think.
Yeah, and you ain't never seen her again.
And what I tell you, I said, just don't even waste your brain space.
Don't even bother. Don't get too deep into that conversation.
That is a bet. All right, bro. I'll holler at you, man.
All right. Happy holidays.
All right, baby. We got we gonna leave too, because I know you got to get to bed too. But Yemen guy 9147 said, "Can Melissa answer questions for the women next time?"
Of course.
Okay. So we'll do that. We'll maybe you come on next week. Would y'all, maybe me and you should do something together. Like, I mean, I know we do lots of stuff together, like life and marriage and parenting and all that, but
you're a baby.
Right. But I'm thinking about, we should do like a show or something.
I was like, I don't know.
You feel ready?
I think I feel a little ready. I would especially love to talk to sister all the time,
Yeah, but you can't be reading them comments, you know what I mean?
No, that's the only thing though, man. I don't know if I got the stomach for it. I'm sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is not for the faint of heart, yo.
Why a kiss and woo, I'd be all of my feelings.
Yo, I feel you. Desiree said, y'all in the same house. Yes.
Yeah, I'm in my office. He's in his office.
Right. Hers was just a lot nicer and cleaner and more organized.
No, I mean, again, we got, mine is cleaner though, for sure. Because this one.
For sure. You're just better at the stuff than me.
Oh, man. I can't deal with the disorganization. My brain is too cluttered. You can still think, and it's chaos where I'll be like, huh, what's going on? And you
I can only think. I can only think with chaos. The Mel and Mark show. Y'all could easily do some wordplay with M&M's candy, maybe get a sponsorship if they aren't Zionists.
I wouldn't be. I assume now everybody is.
I assume everybody, yeah. Everybody got some. Everybody's tied to something.
I'm like, they're supporting ICE, they're supporting their Zionists or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can get, and this is the thing we talk about, right? Like not being able to get. We move differently, so the ethics thing always gets in the way.
And that's why I'm not even looking for sponsors. I stopped looking for sponsorships a long time ago. As you know, for me, it's about the love of the people. And that's why we do the work that we do. And that's actually probably a good time to say that to y'all. All y'all out there that talk about supporting the work we do. If she and I do if we do a podcast together or some kind of conversation together, that will be on YouTube and Patreon. If we, these conversations, night school, like tonight, it's on YouTube and Patreon. Office hours is on Patreon. A lot of the stuff that we do, everything we do, is based on independent grassroots media. We do it on the muscle, and that means that we need your support. So for everybody there that wants to support what we do, all you gotta do, I'm trying to learn how to point here, but like click on that. Can you point to the QR code? Let me see if you about to learn the other way. You were way off. Yeah, okay, yeah.
No, I see it, and from my space, it looks like I'm touching it.
Oh, to the audience, it looks like you're the exact wrong side.
Really?
Yeah. Because you have like a reverse. Anyway, I don't want to nerd out about it.
So wait, so to do this?
Yeah. Now you're touching it. Yep. All right. I feel like this is a pause too, but whatever. Anyway, stop. It's gross. Anyway,
grow up, Mark. Grow up.
This is literally, see, now they see it. See, they said, there we go. Once we got to that part. But anyway, y'all, Go click the QR code is the point. Click the QR code. Rennie's newly married, so I know he feel what I'm talking about, man. You know, we're ridiculous. But click that QR code. Or if you want to, you can also just click the link below here. Scan Marc Lamont Hill Official. Go to patreon.com, Marc Lamont Hill Official, and click the links. That allows me to have the financial support, us to have the financial stability and support we need to do the work that we do as radical media, independent media, grassroots media, black media, whatever you want to put in front of media. That's what we're trying to do, and we need your support. So please go to Patreon. And when you go to Patreon, you can hit supporter or up. Sign up for supporter or family or producer. There's several levels, but starting with supporter, that allows us again to have the stability that we need. It allows us to produce content, allows us to rent studio space, it allows us to introduce new content and new people to the page. All of that happens from your financial support. So I want to thank you all who have done it, and I want to thank you in advance for those who are going to do it.
Yeah, especially if we do a show.
And we definitely going to do a show. If we do a show, drop it in the comments. What kind of show do you want us to do? What kind of content would you want to see from me and Melissa? What kind of
be useful, or even any kind of way? Like, I mean, you know,
what would be useful to y'all?
I don't want to, you know, like, I mean, I want to have fun always, but I still want it to be. I want to do something useful.
We're going to have fun because that's just what we do.
Yeah, that's just what we do. But I do want something that, you know, feel like you, because I don't even know what people are listening to now that they feel that they, you know, I know for me, like my story podcast do a particular thing sometimes, you know, like where I'm learning something, or my nerd design podcast or whatever. But like, I don't know, I don't listen to so many, you know, I mean, I don't know if it would be a couple podcast. I don't know.
It could be a couple podcasts. It could be just two people who happen to be married talking. It could be
two professors that happen to be married talking. I don't know.
Exactly. There's like a lot of different buckets that we could pour into, you know, or it could just be one, or we could try to do all of them.
I am curious what people, particularly ones who have been sort of following you and you know, that respect your work, what would they like to see if I were to join, and think what would interest them.
Yeah, but
who do the people want?
Yeah, I think that's the right question. I mean, and you got some natural talent here. You know, when you were talking to E, that's why I just closed off my camera and just moved out the way, and y'all were killing it. And you know, I love just watching you do your thing, because there's some lanes that you get into that I just have no expertise in and no gift in. And like watching you talk and the care that you demonstrate, like listening to people, hearing people, feeling people, you feel people in a way, emotionally, that I can't relate.
That's the one thing that worries me too, though, sometimes about these, you know, I'm a crier, y'all. I'll be out here. I'll feel I'm the empath. This shit is real, you know. But also, you know, I think that's also what makes good conversation. I think, you know, people know when I'm talking to them, it's just that I actually care about what they're talking about. And I'm not good at feigning shit, you know. You gonna know, I'll be like, snooze. Like,
that's a good point. There's some comments coming in here. Let's see. Someone said the last couple podcasts I listened to was Kadeem and I saw Kadeem and Develop. I've seen that when I've actually interviewed them on Black Coffee back in the day. Shout out to them, good people, good people. Somebody said Black History Culture Sightseeing Tours in Philly and New York. Didn't think about that. Modern ideas to suggest legal results and those who would be responsible to a book club, sharing both of your perspectives. What sort of couples? What about a sort of couples? I think this was supposed to be vlog, navigating regular life as a couple after all the tragedy business that Mark does. Now, that's interesting. I never thought about like a kind of vlogging our day to day. Like, I never liked that stuff, but I'm open to any kind of format. But there's something very performative to me when I watch people like vlog their everyday life.
That's funny. I've always done that for myself. You know, you seem like I have like, you know, but I never thought about other people consuming that kind of stuff. Like, what people want to,
right?
Because I don't want to get to the point too. Because I noticed this even with people who do reality TV. Like at some point, I don't know whether they know how they perform how they are in a natural setting anymore. Because they're become so accustomed to cameras, to performing on camera. Like, right? Like I don't want to ever be that.
Yeah.
You know. But I don't know. But I mean, but I like the idea of showing who we are.
Yeah, I like that too. Let me see here. Someone says, show these.
I mean, that's been great, and that's for real. Like, it's awesome. Like,
It's awesome.
You gotta do it.
It is awesome. Desiree Battle said, Hot Topics, who is the best cook?
Oh, that's Mark by far.
Let's see here.
That's an easy one. by far.
The 35 plus having kids and how tired we are. Like, stop fronting. I'm fighting for my life.
Yo, for real.
It's a struggle, yo.
Yo, man. These
baby.
ones.
There's about 20 minutes ago when we were talking about something. We were having the Diddy conversation, and then I heard you do like this.
Right. Did you hear it? I was like,
I heard what you heard. It was the TV, but y'all, we thought we heard our son. And it's funny because we didn't have any communication about it until right now. But I saw your face, and I know oh shit, I hope he ain't awake face.
Like, no.
And you were talking to E, so I was like, that means I gotta go get him, right? Which is fine.
Right. And he's not gonna want you down when he wakes up.
No, but he really wants you.
I know. So then that's gonna be a whole thing too.
Oh my God. It's literally like Mr. It's like he hate me for not being you. Yo. Right. He give you when you're not here, right? So I was like, this ain't gonna work out well for me, but I was already thinking about it.
No.
Yeah. So
he runs the show. He runs the show for real.
He runs the show.
He's the boss. The boy's the boss. But
yes, Yemen guy. We definitely both freeze like who gonna do it.
Not it. Like,
right. That was definitely it. Shout out to Dub. By the way, Dub is one of our he is the highest level of Patreon support.
Oh, thank you.
Dub is one of our $100 a month subscribers, and Dub is about to be the first Black man in New York City to open a cannabis shop.
Really? Congratulations!
Yeah. Shout out to Dub.
Sorry, the first one.
Yeah, that's what the streets tell me. Dub, is that right? Confirm me that's right, but
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's madness. Like that's how many. Yeah,
right. There's plenty of us smoking.
White people have capitalized off, but like it's amazing.
Right. Exactly. So
in 2025, after when every corner has a yeah.
It's
congratulations.
But what Dub would say, he said, I'd like to see you two talk about politics and relationship topics, like how to keep a relationship together, being with a celebrity. Book club.
I see that yesterday. It was interesting. I was like, who? Where's a celebrity?
I'm definitely a Q lister if I am one, but it's all relative. You know what I mean? Book club and how to damn Dub wanted to put us to work. He said, how to keep a relationship together, book club, and mobilize as a community.
That's interesting too. Because again, I'm seeing also the repeat, sort of like the repetition a little bit with the book club and things like that too.
That's why it's interesting to me, right?
But you had coffee. It's funny because Mark had a podcast, Coffee and Books. Remember, like it's still out there on.
It's on YouTube. It's YouTube, and we may start a new season of that on the Patreon. And shout out to Dub for being again a senior producer. So we gotta take Dub's ideas real serious. Yeah. And thank you, Dub. Dub. I told you, man, some proactive ideas. Dub likes to send me notes and tell me what I said wrong after I post something. I said, why don't you send me some ideas before I say the shit, man? Dub is my guy though. Dub actually showed up to one of my events when I did the care event in New York and Queens, like I think last month. Yeah. So I got to see him.
It's nice when people came out and don't want to fight you. Come to your face.
Yo, it was mad funny too because it's a room full of Muslims dressed like Muslims and South Asians, Arabs, all in the room, and then this dude just came in like clearly from the hood with like a Mets hat on or some shit. Like it was just like in a black man. I was like, oh, that's Dub. I'm sure. I need to know. I had no difficulty knowing exactly who was who. I'm sorry. He said the first black owned and first dispensary in Dumbo.
Oh, in Dumbo.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Dumbo does have it. Yeah, that's some expensive real estate. Like,
it is very expensive real estate. Very expensive real estate. Somebody said no mac and cheese slander tonight. Please don't get him started talking to my man Randy. But look, I'm not going to slander mac and cheese tonight. We are going to have mac and cheese tomorrow.
Yes.
I don't want it. I don't believe in it. I don't support that lifestyle. But
you share your partner's, you support me in my love of mac and cheese.
I support you.
Although now I do pay attention. We talked about this before. I do now notice how much mac and cheese out there is just very mediocre. It really just be noodles with cheese on it. But then I've had good, I love mac and cheese. I'm still gonna keep eating it because I just committed it. And I love mac and cheese.
Kitchen, see, they come and swinging. We ain't even say nothing. Y'all agree. But slander mac and cheese when y'all dress like mac and cheese is crazy. Yo, the internet be undefeated though. I give you that. That's good.
Man.
That's good.
Oh man, I was watching one yesterday. Sister was like, she was like, "Yo, New York is crazy." He was like, "Yo, why you look like a sexy Popeyes Popeyes worker?" Because she was wearing orange and brown. I was like, "Yeah."
Oh shit!
I love how people see it.
They see things. And by the way, my wife does not slander mac and cheese. She's a mac and cheese eater. I'm the mac and cheese slanderer. She actually likes it, for the record.
I really do. Even when I realize, like I said, a lot of it is bad. There's a lot of bad mac and cheese out there.
There's a lot of mac and cheese. Somebody said, I don't know what kind of mac and cheese they talking about, but they said that's cheese noodle soup. I don't know what they talking about. But I'm guessing they talking about that over the stove craft stuff, which, by the way, again, that's if I have to eat mac and cheese, that's what I'm eating. I actually like that.
Oh, I did love that. The little cheese packets.
Yeah. It ain't mac and cheese, but whatever that is, I like it.
Delicious.
Yo, when I said eggs, of course, I'll let y'all tell it. And y'all start mentioning raisins and just about anything is the answers. And unless you're talking about bread pudding, raisins are pretty much a no for me. And I don't like them anyway, but
Everybody thinks they have a match. A lot of people need to just let it go and leave it to other people.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see. I think we got any final questions. You got literally 2 minutes, y'all. Make it count, as I like to say. I made that up. 2 minutes, make it count. Otherwise,
I don't even know what it means.
Dub knows. Somebody said, Mark, do you have a watch collection? No, I don't. I have 2 watches. I technically have I have 2 watches. Yeah, just 2 watches.
There is also the Apple Watch that I bought you that I've never seen. Thank you for running it. I thought about that the other day too. I was like, you're starting to be like my mom, who I buy gifts for and I just never see them again.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you for reminding me. Where is the Apple Watch? Because I'll take it and I'll start wearing it to the gym or something.
It's in his room.
This
is absolutely in this room. I don't know where.
Right.
But absolutely in this room. And I usually get gifts all the time. You bought me a back scratcher.
Right. That's the thing that he keeps. I bought that back scratcher like 5 years before the pandemic. And he's got that. But that Apple Watch is nowhere to be found. Or a bunch of 1,000 other little things. I bought him a massager, a massage chair. Nothing.
Yo,
right. Give my shit.
Our 3-year-old found the massager and was running around the house.
Now that's his new toy.
He didn't even crash the windows.
Just disrespectful. I'm like, okay, you about to just, I don't know, make a list. I don't know.
Once you're over 40, yo, Rennie hit it the nail on the head. That's a 35 and over gift, right? Yo, I'm trying to tell you.
And again, that is the one that has lasted through different homes. That thing has moved.
Yo, you have no idea how clutch this is. I'll be sitting on this joint. It is amazing. But yes.
You don't control him. That's right. Clearly.
Shout out. Yeah. Somebody said, why don't we get to see the Friendsgiving? Because it's not content. We really just wanted our friends. It's not content.
Although, again, can I comment on the show's version of our Friendsgiving?
Oh, yes, please do. Please do. Please do.
First of all, okay, it was a lively bunch.
For those who don't know, on the Joe Budden podcast, episode 881, this is the drop that just came out yesterday. Joe did a recap of our Friendsgiving, and he made it sound. They all made it wasn't Joe. It was Joe.
No, everybody made it sound like it was like people were like with their like monocles and like with the drinking tea and talking about like the classics. Like
And it wasn't. You were chilling.
That's what was happening. Like, I mean, granted, yeah. I mean, it was a mix of all people. I do think the setup. I definitely wasn't happy about the setup though, because I think that there's a way that, Black community kitchen, talking around the island, that was lost in having the food set up. We had this time the food was all set up around the island, and you couldn't actually talk across and sort of mix and mingle in a certain way. So I think it did start to be a little bit cliquish. But but just like people centered around the table, and you couldn't get into that conversation in just the table or the couches or versus the kitchen before because everybody had to come to the kitchen to get drinks. You could, kind of talk to everybody. But even with that said, I think that, everybody, everybody was down there enjoying watching you getting your ass whooped in spades. Like, I didn't realize.
I'm ready.
But again, we have a mix of folks, and they weren't just they weren't there to represent the hood constituent. I don't even see them like that, which is funny because I'm like, everybody else here.
We all had it. Yeah, they Flip got an elevator in his house. Ice lives in a fancy building. Joe is the richest person in the room. You know what I'm saying? Parks is a Grammy nominated award. I mean, ain't none of us hood no more, man. We all out there. We out the hood now.
Right. Everybody.
Did Mark bring you the chicken he stole from the GVP?
He did actually. I didn't realize it was the whole thing, but I remember we ate that. I recalled.
I was
other things in there too. It was like chicken and then something else. Like
I brought you chicken. I brought you mac and cheese. That's how much I love you. I brought you mac and cheese. I didn't even like touching the stuff. I brought some greens. Yeah, I definitely.
I ate it.
And it was good.
And I'll eat it again. Unapologetically, yes. And we eat it again.
No shame at all.
No, I think even Corey said something about it at the Thanksgiving. I'm like, yes, I get that I think he said he was gonna maybe potentially he was gonna hide the chicken. He was gonna intern hide the chicken at our house. Save himself something. I'm like, oh man. But we all that to say, again, we had a. Can you
answer the question? Can you answer the question for the people, baby? Because they think I'm.
Yeah, Joe's clowning my invite too. That was on me.
In fairness, he was clowning my invite. So if it came from you, it's not funny. So he made it sound like it was me saying we're gonna have a yummy array of whatever it was. I don't say yummy, okay?
Yeah, you sent me a message like, "Yo, Joe read your invite." You put in a sassy voice.
Yo, he made it so sassy, yo, because it's like, yo, I didn't say this.
That was me. I thought that was my invite. Most of which is the same for almost everything that we have. Because there's certain things that is gonna be consistent. Like, don't bring your cooties. Your shoes are coming off. Bring drinks. And then we just switch it up for whether it's football or Mother's Day or or New Year. Something. Are we gonna be on Pod Wives? I don't know, man. Again, people go a little hard. People are mean. I don't know if I got the stomach to be hyper, criticized and critiqued and I don't know. I don't know if I got a stomach for it.
Yeah, I don't know if I do either.
I also want to be spilling my guts.
Right. See, the problem is you don't know how not to, right? So
no. They're gonna roll me in the and I'm just sharing too much shit.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Either you're gonna do it or not. There's no in between. There's no modulation. And so because you're very honest and very transparent, and that's cool, but then you got to be prepared for the responses to that.
Right. I don't want whatever comes with that.
Right. And that's
I got to know, I'm not built to be like people just, me sharing and then people are again, you leave yourself open. If you share it, you just leave yourself open to all of the judgment and comments and people making decisions and, determining again, and then just making shit up. I want to, protect our marriage. I don't want it to be, because I can't see how people, that just seems like it has to lead to some kind of beef later. I don't know.
I've talked to people on there who told me that ride home be rough.
Yeah, like we don't need that shit. Life is tough enough.
Life is tough enough. Yeah,
Relationships are always hard to, like work through and manage. Like I don't want to make it worse.
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini. Gemini, and like I said earlier, Cancer moon and a Cancer rising. So I'm air, but I'm also very deeply water and emotional. So
I don't know what any of those.
Sagittarius. So
I don't know what all these words mean, but yes. Now here's something interesting. That's why I said do a call-in show where y'all give out advice about anything. Keep your marriage out of it.
See, that's what I was thinking. I like advice, but also I don't want to. I don't know. I'm always so overly cautious. Like I don't want people to feel like, what the fuck are y'all giving advice? I don't know. But I also feel like, we have some insight on some things. I mean, we also come as scholars to certain things. I'm a sociologist. You're allegedly an anthropologist. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess whatever. But we think about society, and we think about how things sort of again influence and impact relationships, the world, all of these things on kind of other levels. But yeah. I mean, I like the advice because I think there's always just something to talk about too that people find interesting that they might. Again, I want it to be valuable. I want to be like, yeah, I'm thinking differently about this shit now, or maybe I could. I love when I listen to stuff. I'm like, who would have thought? Like.
So maybe if we do something, it should be a mix of those things. Like maybe like some advice, like people ask for advice, either call in or write in or whatever, and then we talk about like shit happening in the world,
in our lives, in our world.
Tell some stories, like all that. I mean, I don't think it has to be one thing if we decide to do it.
Just not all over the place either.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like advice on a relationship is a scary world too. It is. Like I don't want to be like, I don't know. I still want to be, cautious and not, I don't know. It's just also, it's just, you just don't know what if we give somebody advice and then that shit just, I don't know. It's just such a scary place. It's like, I don't know. But also if we can't do it if we're not going to be in it or feel like we're so worried to speak that, that we can't move forward. We can't do anything or say anything. And that's part of the challenge too, is that we just feel like we're not going to be, we're just not going to be ourselves, our authentic selves, as much as you can be on a
while performing. Right. We're trying to do something for millions of people.
Platform thing, but I definitely want us to feel like we can be ourselves but also provide something for people. Yeah. Give the people what they want.
Somebody said, who's closer right now to the main bear? Wow. I don't want to answer that because I don't know why you're asking that. That could be a harmless question or like a sniper. I don't know.
It's the internet, so I never know. Right. That's the thing about the internet. So you just got to be. It just makes you overly suspicious about everything. It's like, what does that mean?
Exactly.
That's damn true. A lot of fools out there just,
I'm sorry, real quick before we go to that, Rolanda said that was strange as fuck. Yeah. Oh my God, don't answer that. Okay, so it's not just me. I want to make sure one just thought that shit was weird.
I know. Now I'm just like curious, like why?
And again, there could be a good reason why you're asking it, but you gotta understand
I'm like,
that's not intuitive or apparent. So, you gotta tell me why you asking that, yo.
I'm like, get down. Like you trying to get a layout, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, that's funny as shit, yo. Man, all right.
We could do an illegal disclaimer though. Like,
yeah
we are not, nor have we ever been licensed to perform any kind of
we're not licensed to do any kind of
advice, right? Hey, Professor, we're gonna have you write our legal disclaimer to make sure we don't get. But again, and it's this thing too. It's not just about like from a legal standpoint. It's like I don't want to fuck up people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh baby, you know who that is? This is Aaron.
Oh hey, Aaron. Y'all better duck. Again. Yo, man. Yeah, I'm down though. I'm excited. I'm excited to do something with you.
Oh shit, Camille.
Get back to the women.
I seen you. She was getting out the shower.
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah, man. We went to Booster Place. Somebody took it back. Got to
Oh,
clean
shit.
last night.
Tell Harleen, that's my mom, Dr. D. Hit me. You know, baby, when my mom always talks about her friend Donna, the one she went to grad school with, that's her right here.
Oh, yeah.
Donna, I haven't seen Donna Hill since 2000. Whenever she got her PhD, that had to be like 2000 and like maybe like 7 or 8. So it's been like 18 years, yo.
Oh.
Donna, good to see you. Good to see you.
We're gonna see her tomorrow. So
yes, my mom's coming over, and I'll make sure that I tell her that I heard from you today, because it's so crazy. She always asks about you. I don't know if you and my mom have spoken, but Donna, she's always asking about you. She loves you. She misses you. So make sure y'all talk.
Give her a shout out.
Yeah. I'll connect them. I think we had.
Yeah, I know. Joseph is funny too.
Yes, exactly. There was one more thing I wanted to. Oh, another person said, "What about book content recommendations for Black parents?" See, that's the kind of stuff that I think could be in the mix of a show. Like, you know, some parent writes a great children's book comes out. We could just say, "Hey, y'all, check this out," blah 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 blah, and talk about it.
Good, yeah. I was just there's a really good Yeah, I'm just thinking about an Instagram account that I run across now that just has regular recommendations, particularly every time something comes out, you know, like, you know, whether it's ICE detention, you know, like that, or something recent too that was very specific to something that happened. But they'll have a series of books related to that thing in terms of for young people. And yeah, definitely.
Y'all giving us good ideas, yo.
Yeah,
good ideas. So
yeah, I'm definitely down to rap with you about stuff, about any and everything.
All right, we're gonna figure this out. We might have to do this, baby. But
oh yeah.
Wait, Mark's so rich hitting the West Wing. I promise you,
he downstairs.
It's not as bad as my man that said I got a little window, but
I know. Rude. It's like, all right, you got the window thing back already, like between, like, you know, you got your there's a small room, a small window behind the bed.
Oh my God. Yo, when Joe and Gilly was going back and forth,
that's what it took me to. I was like, I don't know if that person intended to do that, but when they made a comment about the bedroom, about the window, I'm like, yo, this is not that situation.
It was quite funny. He said your headboard is covering a very small window in your primary bedroom. I can tell it's not like that. Stop fucking playing with me.
That's not like they tried a small window in our primary bedroom.
No, they hit us with the right. Shout out to Gilly, by the way. It's my brother. Love him. Shout out to Joe, of course. But when they was going back and forth, that shit was mad funny. Anyway, all right, y'all. We gonna call it a night because we gotta actually do stuff in the morning.
Yeah, man.
And I think I'm on baby duty in the morning, so I'm gonna try and get at least 5 hours. I'm gonna eat dinner right now, then I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh yeah, you haven't eaten yet?
No, because
you just watched me eat.
Yes, I just watched you eat.
Was I not paying attention?
You were not. we were watching Kevin Hart and Z-Way.
Oh, I love Z-Way. Yeah, oh my gosh,
tonight. I don't eat because they already be teasing me for dozing off on night school. So like if I eat before night school, it's a wrap.
I forgot.
Right. Yeah. So I didn't eat. All right, Daryl, we get it. Relax, homeboy. Relax. Everybody relax. So we went to so we watched it and then we did the show. You know, Rolando, I had a question, but now I get you're talking about Z-Way.
Yeah, man. She
got with him. It was funny.
Yeah, it was funny, but he did well too, considering. Like, actually, he did.
He did really deadpan shit that was funny.
He did well considering compared to like Eric Adams, who clearly didn't know what the fuck he was talking.
Eric Adams had no clue what was.
But he just rolled with it. But she's just. I mean, I just don't understand how she could keep such a straight face.
No, she keeps a straight face.
And the awkward silence that she's able to work. I just can't like. It's just she's brilliant with it. I love it. Yeah,
no, she killed it. Shout out to Kevin Hart. Shout out to Z-Way. Rolando, I'm glad you brought that up. But anyway, while I was watching that, you were eating. So now I'm about to go eat this. My delivery food that came in. It's just sushi. It's healthy. I promise. Nothing unhealthy and no desserts. Seriously, no desserts tonight.
See, in the morning when the bag is
I know. I'm sorry, sneaking is throwing in the trash at night, but no, this is
right. I'm like, oh no, not
it's
looking.
Miss Tucci, and I had a little bit of wine while you and Amani were talking. I was just getting a little something going, but
yeah, well, wine and a Red Bull.
They offset each other. So scientifically, it's like I didn't have anything.
Okay.
Just let me have it. It's science, baby. It's science. Just
science.
Yes.
Dropping science. Dropping knowledge.
Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching Night School. We appreciate you again. Hit that QR code above. I won't ask my wife to point to it again because it ain't gonna go well. But but hit that or go to patreon.com/ you got it.
I got it.
I do this every night and I look just as ridiculous. Go to patreon.com/ Marc Lamont Hill official. Support us, hit the links, join us. If not, just check us out on Night School every night here. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit join. Really appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all soon. Enjoy your Halloween. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, y'all. Love